Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today, we're counting down the top 25 best Nintendo Switch games of all time. These aren't just great games, these are the absolute cream of the crop, the games that define what the Switch is capable of. Let's get into it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a massive JRPG that takes place on the backs of giant creatures called Titans that are slowly dying. You play as Rex, a salvager who bonds with a legendary blade named Pyra and gets caught up in a journey to reach Elysium, a paradise said to exist at the World Tree. The combat system is real-time but strategic. You auto-attack while positioning yourself around enemies, then unleash arts, which are special moves tied to your weapon. The unique part is the blade system, where you summon different weapon companions that completely change your fighting style and elemental attacks. You can chain together combos with your party members by matching elements and building up to devastating chain attacks. The game has hundreds of side quests, a gacha system for collecting rare blades, and field skills that let you access new areas. The story takes about 60 to 80 hours to complete and deals with some heavy themes about purpose and sacrifice, though it keeps things hopeful. The environments are absolutely stunning, with diverse biomes across different titans, and the soundtrack is phenomenal. It's definitely a time commitment, but if you love JRPGs with deep systems and emotional stories, this is essential.
Anchor shot! Ha! Why not? Yeah! Gah! Ha! See, Grunts? I'm getting better.
Bayonetta 3 brings back the over-the-top witch action with even crazier spectacle than before. The story has Bayonetta fighting against human-made bioweapons called homunculi that are destroying alternate universes, and she needs to stop them before they reach her reality. The combat is still built around dodge offset, perfectly timing dodges to trigger witch time, which slows enemies down, letting you unleash combos. But now, you can summon massive demons called demon slaves that you directly control to fight alongside you, turning battles into kaiju-sized brawls. You've got different demon types like Gamora the dragon and Madama Butterfly, each with their own movesets and uses in combat. The game also introduces Demon Masquerade, where Bayonetta fuses with her demons for new abilities and weapons. You'll fight on top of trains, in collapsing cities, and even in space. There are multiple playable characters, including Viola, a new witch in training with a completely different fighting style using a katana. The level variety is insane, with different gameplay styles mixed in, and the difficulty options range from casual, friendly, to brutally hard. Animal Crossing New Horizons drops you on a deserted island as part of Tom Nook's Island Getaway Package, and from there, you build your own paradise however you want. There's no real story or end goal, you just live day by day in real time, with the game following your actual clock and calendar. You start with a tent and basic tools, then gradually expand by collecting resources like wood, stone, and iron to craft furniture and items. The core loop is gathering materials, catching bugs and fish for the museum, talking to your animal villagers who each have unique personalities, and decorating your island. The big addition here is terraforming, which lets you reshape cliffs, rivers, and paths to completely customize your island layout. You can design custom patterns for clothes and paths, place furniture outside, and really make the place your own. Seasons change throughout the year, with different events, creatures to catch, and items to collect. Multiplayer lets you visit friends' islands to trade items and hang out. It's incredibly relaxing, with no pressure or failure states. You just vibe and make your island look cool. Pokémon Legends Arceus takes the series back to ancient Sinnoh, now called Hisui, when people were still afraid of Pokémon and the concept of trainers didn't exist yet. You're transported back in time and join the Galaxy team to create the region's first Pokédex while investigating strange space-time distortions. The big change is you can now catch Pokémon in real time without triggering a battle. You sneak through tall grass and throw Pokéballs directly at wild Pokémon in the overworld. If they spot you, or you hit them with a ball, then battle starts. But the combat system is different now, with a turn order based on speed stats and move styles. You can use Strong Style for more power but slower turns, or Agile Style for less damage but quicker actions. The game is split into large open zones you explore while completing Pokédex tasks like catching certain amounts of each Pokémon or seeing them use specific moves. You've got rideable Pokémon that let you surf, climb, and glide around the areas. Boss fights against frenzied, noble Pokémon mix dodging and throwing bombs in action sequences. There's also crafting for Pokéballs and items using materials you gather. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is actually 2 games in one package, and both are fantastic. The main game is the Wii U title brought to Switch, with improved performance and online multiplayer for up to 4 players. The story is simple. Bowser captures the Sprixie Princess, and Mario's crew heads to the Sprixie Kingdom to rescue them. The level design is incredibly creative, with tons of variety, mixing 2D Mario ideas into 3D space with a fixed camera angle. You've got the Catsuit power-up that lets you climb walls and do dive attacks, plus other classics like the Fire Flower and Tanuki suit. Each character plays differently. Luigi jumps higher, Peach can float, and Toad is fastest. Multiplayer turns it into controlled chaos as you work together, but also compete for points. Then there's Bowser's Fury, which is a completely new open-world Mario experience. You're on Lake Lapcat collecting cat shines, while a giant Fury Bowser periodically shows up and rains destruction. You team up with Bowser Jr., who helps in combat and exploration. It's got a darker tone and feels like a test run for the next 3D Mario game, with its interconnected world and exploration focus. Super Mario Party Jamboree brings the party game series back to form with the biggest and best entry yet. The basic structure has you and up to 3 other players moving around game boards, collecting coins and stars, while playing mini-games after each turn. But Jamboree goes huge with 7 different boards, each with unique gimmicks and events that keep things unpredictable. The Rainbow Galleria board has a shopping mechanic, while Goomba Lagoon features title changes that alter paths. You've got over 110 minigames covering every type: free-for-alls, team battles, rhythm games, sports challenges, and more. The controls are tight, and the minigames are actually fun instead of frustrating. New items like the triple dice can swing the game dramatically, and character-specific dice blocks add strategy. The Coopathlon mode is wild, letting up to 20 players race online in a marathon of minigames. There's also Bowser Kaboom Squad, where you cooperate to take down a giant Bowser mech, and Rhythm Kitchen, where you cook to music. Motion controls are used sparingly and actually work well when they show up. Solo play includes a story mode and challenges, but the game really shines in multiplayer. Hades 2 puts you in control of Melinoe, sister of Zagreus from the first game, as she trains under Hecate to stop Kronos, the titan of time who's escaped and taken over the underworld. Your goal is to fight your way through different regions, defeating Kronos and rescuing your family. The roguelike structure returns. Each run has randomly generated rooms with different enemy encounters and rewards, and when you die, you return to the Crossroads hub to upgrade and try again. Combat is fast and fluid, with your witch weapons like the Moonstone Axe and Umbral Flames Staff, each with completely different playstyles. During runs, you get boons from various gods that modify your attacks with different effects. Apollo adds light bursts, Aphrodite causes weakness, and Hephaestus gives you explosive damage. The new sprinting and casting system feels more dynamic than the original. Between runs, you gather resources to unlock permanent upgrades, new weapons, and advance relationships with various characters through fully voiced dialogue. The art style is gorgeous, with detailed character portraits and fluid animations.
Soul Tonic.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder reinvents 2D Mario with the freshest ideas the series has seen in decades. The story has Bowser stealing a Wonder Flower and fusing with Prince Florian's castle, forcing Mario and crew to collect royal seeds across the Flower Kingdom. The Wonder Flowers are the game changer. Grab one in a level and reality breaks in completely unpredictable ways. Pipes might grow legs and stampede across the screen. You could turn into a Goomba. The whole level might flip upside down, or enemies could start singing. Every level has a unique wonder effect that you've never seen before. The new elephant power-up lets you spray water and swing your trunk to hit blocks from the side. Badge abilities add another layer you can equip. Abilities like wall jump, starting with a power-up, or even becoming invisible to enemies. There are 12 playable characters, including Yoshi and Nabbit, who don't take damage. Perfect for beginners. The level design is top tier, with tons of secrets, wonder seeds to collect, and multiple paths through stages. Online play lets you see ghost images of other players, and you can revive them or get help when you die. Pikmin 4 finally brings the series back with the most accessible and content-packed entry yet. The story has you rescuing Captain Olimar and other castaways who crashed on a mysterious planet, while also searching for your own missing crew. You command armies of Pikmin plant creatures with different abilities based on their color. Red Pikmin resist fire, blue ones can swim, yellow conduct electricity, and new types like Ice Pikmin can freeze enemies in water. The big addition is Ochi, your space dog companion who can carry items, break obstacles, and transport Pikmin on his back. You throw Pikmin at objects to carry them back to base, or at enemies to attack them. The game is split into overworld exploration and cave diving. Caves are multi-floor challenges with time pressure as you navigate through enemy encounters and puzzles. Night expeditions are a new mode, where you defend a base from enemy waves using special glow Pikmin. The rewind feature lets you undo mistakes if you lose Pikmin or mess up a puzzle. Dandori battles are strategic challenges where you compete against opponents to collect items faster. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is the absolute best 2D platformer on the Switch and maybe ever made. The story is straightforward. The Snowmads freeze DK Island and you have to chase them across different islands to take back your home. You play as Donkey Kong, with Diddy, Dixie, or Cranky Kong riding on your back, each giving different abilities. Diddy has a jetpack for extended airtime, Dixie can helicopter spin with her hair for precise platforming, and Cranky can bounce on his cane like a pogo stick. The level design is absolutely brilliant, with incredible variety. You'll ride minecarts, swing on vines, blast through barrels, and navigate collapsing structures. Each world has a unique theme, with mechanical gimmicks that evolve throughout the levels. The water levels are somehow actually fun, with tight controls and creative challenges. Enemy placement is deliberate and forces you to think about your approach and use of your Kong partner's abilities. Secret exits and puzzle pieces hidden in each level reward exploration. Boss fights are massive and creative, with multiple phases and pattern recognition. The difficulty is tough but fair, with plenty of checkpoints and optional items to make it easier. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the definitive platform fighter, with over 80 characters from gaming history battling it out. There's no traditional story mode, but World of Light has you freeing fighter spirits from Galeem's control across a massive map filled with themed battles. The gameplay is all about building up damage percentage on opponents, then launching them off the stage with powerful smash attacks. The higher their percentage, the farther they fly. Each fighter has unique movesets pulled from their original games, like Link using bombs and arrows, or Pokémon Trainer switching between Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard mid-match. You've got standard Smash mode, where items spawn randomly, creating chaos, competitive no items matches, and tons of other modes like tournament brackets and squad strike. The stage selection is massive, with over 100 battlegrounds, each with hazards you can toggle on or off. Classic mode gives each character a unique arcade-style campaign with themed opponents. Online play lets you set preferred rules and battle players worldwide, though the netcode can be inconsistent. Luigi's Mansion 3 has our green-clad hero invited to a fancy hotel that turns out to be a trap set by King Boo, who captures Mario, Peach, and the Toads in paintings. Luigi teams up with Professor Egad and must climb through the hotel's themed floors to rescue everyone while capturing ghosts with the Poltergust G00 vacuum. The core gameplay involves stunning ghosts with your flashlight's strobe, then sucking them up while fighting their resistance on the analog stick. You can now slam ghosts into the ground and other ghosts for massive damage, making combat more dynamic. The introduction of Gooigi, a goo version of Luigi, is brilliant. He can walk through spikes and bars to reach new areas, and you control him separately or have a second player control him in co-op. Each floor has completely different themes, like a medieval castle, movie studio, or pyramid tomb, with unique ghost bosses and environmental puzzles. The attention to detail is insane. You can vacuum curtains, interact with nearly every object, and find hidden money everywhere. Exploration rewards curiosity with collectible gems hidden in creative spots on each floor. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is a remake of the GameCube classic, where Mario searches for the 7 crystal stars and Princess Peach, who was kidnapped in the town of Rogueport. The game takes you across diverse chapters, from wrestling in the Glitz Pit to traveling on a train solving a murder mystery and sailing to tropical islands. Combat is turn-based, with timed button presses. Hitting A at the right moment during attacks increases damage, while pressing it when enemies attack reduces damage taken. You have multiple partners who join your journey, like Goombella, who can reveal enemy stats, and Koops, who can hit switches from afar, and you can swap between them anytime. The badge system lets you equip abilities that change your stats, add new moves, or give special effects, and you need to manage your limited badge points. The paper aesthetic isn't just visual. Mario can fold into a paper airplane, turn sideways to slip through cracks, and roll up into a tube. Between chapters, you get scenes of Peach trapped in the X-Naught space where you play as her to gather intel. The writing is genuinely funny, with great characters and dialogue that doesn't talk down to players. Astral Chain is a sci-fi action game from Platinum Games, where you play as a rookie cop in Neuron, a special police force defending humanity's last city from interdimensional invaders called chimeras. You're given a Legion, which is a tamed chimera bound to you by a psychic chain, and you control both your character and the Legion simultaneously in combat. The dual-character combat system has you attacking with your X-Baton weapon while directing your Legion to strike from different angles. And positioning the chain between you creates additional offensive and defensive options, like clotheslining enemies. You unlock 5 different Legion types throughout the game: Sword, Arrow, Arm, Beast, and Axe, each with completely different abilities and uses in both combat and exploration. Between action missions, you investigate crime scenes using your Legion's abilities to find clues, analyze evidence, and question witnesses in surprisingly deep detective segments. You can customize your character's appearance, and there's a skill tree to unlock new moves and Legion abilities. The game has light RPG elements, where you collect materials to craft better gear and upgrade your Legions. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening is a remake of the Game Boy Classic, where Link washes up on Koholint Island after a storm and must collect 8 instruments to wake the Windfish and escape. The game follows the classic top-down Zelda formula, with an overworld to explore and dungeons filled with puzzles and boss fights. You start with just a shield and sword, but gradually collect items like the Rock's Feather for jumping, Power Bracelet for lifting rocks, and Hookshot for grappling across gaps. Each dungeon is built around a specific item you find inside, and the puzzles require creative thinking about how to use your tools. The trading sequence is iconic. You'll pass items between island residents in a long chain that eventually gets you important rewards. Combat is simple but satisfying, with enemy patterns to learn and exploit. You can steal from the shop, but there are consequences. The art style uses a toy-like diorama aesthetic, with tilt-shift effects that makes everything look like miniatures, and the remake adds new visuals while keeping the original's charm. Chamber dungeons let you create custom dungeons using rooms you found and share them. Metroid Dread continues Samus's story after fusion, as she investigates a mysterious transmission suggesting X-parasites still exist on planet ZDR. After landing, she's attacked by a Chozo warrior, who strips her of her abilities and leaves her stranded deep underground. The game is a classic Metroidvania, with interconnected areas that open up as you gain new abilities, like the Morph Ball, Grapple Beam, and various suit upgrades. Movement is incredibly fluid, with new abilities like sliding under gaps and a dash melee counter that keeps you moving at speed. The Emmy sections create intense horror-like tension. These nearly invincible robots patrol zones and will hunt you down if detected, forcing you to hide or run until you can find the temporary power needed to destroy them. Combat focuses heavily on the counter system, where timing a melee strike right before an enemy hits you triggers a devastating counterattack and restores some health. Boss fights are aggressive and pattern-based, requiring you to learn movesets and exploit openings. The map is huge, with areas ranging from frozen caverns to lava-filled zones and alien facilities. Sequence breaking is possible for skilled players, who can use advanced techniques to reach areas early. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the ultimate version of the best Mario Kart game, including all DLC with 48 tracks and tons of characters from across Nintendo's history. There's no real story, just pure racing chaos across beautifully designed tracks that feature anti-gravity sections where you drive on walls and ceilings. The racing is tight and responsive, with drifting being essential. Hold the drift button in turns to build up sparks that give you speed boosts when released, and you can chain these together on technical tracks. Item balance is the best the series has seen, with the items you get depending on your position in the race. So leaders get defensive tools, while players in back get powerful catching-up items. You can hold 2 items at once now, one dragging behind as a shield. Vehicle customization lets you mix kart bodies, wheels, and gliders to adjust your stats for speed, acceleration, handling, and weight. Battle mode got completely overhauled, with dedicated arenas in multiple game types, like Balloon Battle and Bob-omb Blast. The Booster Course Pass added 48 remastered tracks from previous games, basically doubling the content. Online play is smooth, with tournaments, regional matchmaking, and the ability to create custom rooms with friends. Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 stand as defining examples of how creative design can elevate 3D platforming into something truly memorable. Both games revolve around precise, fluid movement, where Mario's jumps, spins, and long-distance leaps feel perfectly tuned, making every action responsive and satisfying. The gravity-based mechanics are the heart of the experience, constantly shifting how you approach exploration as Mario runs around small planets, floating platforms, and spherical worlds that turn space itself into a gameplay puzzle. Each stage introduces fresh ideas, whether it's altering gravity, rethinking camera angles, or blending platforming with light combat and timing challenges. The first galaxy emphasizes discovery and atmosphere, guiding players through a cosmic journey filled with variety and a quiet sense of wonder, while its hub structure encourages revisiting levels from new perspectives. Galaxy 2 sharpens the formula with tighter, more focused level design, delivering compact challenges that waste no time and constantly surprise. Additions like Yoshi expand traversal options and subtly change how levels are approached. Fire Emblem Three Houses puts you in the role of a mercenary who becomes a professor at the Garreg Mach Monastery's Officer Academy, where you choose to lead one of three houses: the Black Eagles, Blue Lions, or Golden Deer. The game splits between calendar-based monastery exploration, where you build relationships with students, and tactical, turn-based battles, where positioning and strategy are everything. Combat takes place on grid-based maps, where terrain, weapon triangles, and unit positioning matter. Putting a unit next to an ally triggers support bonuses, while attacking from behind or the side deals extra damage. Each unit has a class system, where you can train them in different weapon types and abilities, then certify them into new classes that change their stats and skills. The monastery phase lets you teach students to improve their skills, share meals to boost support levels, and explore to find items and side quests. Support conversations between characters are fully voiced and reveal their backstories and motivations. The story dramatically changes depending on which house you choose, with the second half of the game branching into completely different narratives that show the war from different perspectives.
My efforts are paying off.
I must stay focused.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land is the Pink Puffball's first full 3D adventure, and it absolutely nails the transition with creative level design and fun combat. Kirby gets sucked through a portal to a post-apocalyptic world where nature has reclaimed civilization, and he needs to rescue Waddle Dees kidnapped by the Beast Pack. The core gameplay has you inhaling enemies to copy their abilities, like Sword, Fire, or Ranger, which fires projectiles. And each ability has multiple upgrades you unlock by finding blueprints and spending resources. Mouthful mode is the standout feature, where Kirby stretches over large objects, like cars, vending machines, and traffic cones, to use them in creative ways. The car lets you race and ram through obstacles, while the vending machine shoots cans at enemies. Levels are semi-linear 3D environments, with multiple objectives, like rescuing hidden Waddle Dees, collecting coins, and completing challenges, like beating a level without getting hit. The camera is fixed, but angles perfectly to show where you need to go, while hiding secrets off the beaten path. Boss fights are surprisingly challenging, with multi-phase encounters that require learning patterns and utilizing different copy abilities. Metroid Prime Remastered brings the GameCube masterpiece to Switch, with stunning visual upgrades and refined controls that make this the definitive way to experience the game. You play as bounty hunter Samus Aran, investigating a distress signal on the planet Talon 4, which has been corrupted by a mutagen called Phazon. The game is a first-person adventure that blends exploration, combat, and puzzle solving in interconnected alien environments. Your visor can switch between different modes: Combat Visor for standard gameplay, Scan Visor to learn enemy weaknesses and lore, Thermal Visor to see heat signatures, and X-Ray Visor to reveal hidden passages. The Morph Ball lets you roll into tight spaces and lay bombs to solve puzzles and find secrets. As you explore, you'll gain abilities like the Grapple Beam, Ice Beam, and various suit upgrades that open up previously inaccessible areas in classic Metroidvania style. Combat requires learning enemy patterns and switching between beam weapons that exploit different weaknesses. The atmosphere is incredible, with minimal dialogue. Most of the story comes through scanning computer terminals and environmental details that reveal what happened to the Chozo civilization. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a massive JRPG set in the world of Ionios, where two nations, Keves and Agnes, are locked in endless war with soldiers who only live for 10 terms. You control Noah from Keves and Mio from Agnes, along with their parties who discover they can combine into Ouroboros forms and uncover the truth about their world's cycle of violence. The real-time combat system has you controlling one character while AI handles the others, with auto-attacks building up to powerful arts that have cooldowns and positional requirements. The class system lets any character learn any class by fighting alongside party members, so you can mix and match roles like attacker, defender, and healer. Chain attacks let you pause combat and string together massive combos by selecting characters in order to build up damage multipliers. Ouroboros transformations fuse two characters into powerful forms with unique movesets and a time limit. Hero characters can be recruited to join your party and unlock new classes with entirely different playstyles. The world is enormous, with multiple regions to explore, each filled with unique monsters, side quests, and secret areas. Colony liberation missions have you helping settlements break free from the war cycle. Super Mario Odyssey revolutionizes 3D Mario with the capture mechanic and sandbox-style kingdoms filled with secrets. Bowser has kidnapped Princess Peach again, but this time to force her into marriage, and he's traveling the world collecting items for the ceremony. Mario teams up with Cappy, a sentient hat whose sister was also kidnapped, and they chase Bowser across diverse kingdoms in their airship, the Odyssey. The capture ability is the game changer. Throwing Cappy at enemies and objects lets Mario possess them and use their unique abilities. You can become a T-Rex to destroy obstacles, a Bullet Bill to fly across chasms, a Goomba to stack with others and reach high places, or even a tank to blast through walls. Each kingdom is a large open area packed with power moons to collect, with over 800 total moons in the game, creating constant rewards for exploration. The movement is incredibly fluid, combining Mario's classic moveset with new moves, like the Cap Throw Jump that lets you chain together for extended airtime. Some kingdoms are realistic, like New Donk City, with its human characters and urban setting, while others are fantastical, like the food-themed Luncheon Kingdom. Boss fights against the Brutals and Bowser himself are creative, multi-phase encounters. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom picks up after Breath of the Wild, with Link and Zelda investigating a mummified corpse beneath Hyrule Castle. Their discovery accidentally releases Ganondorf, causing catastrophic changes. The castle rises into the sky, mysterious islands appear above Hyrule, and Zelda vanishes. Link wakes up on a sky island with his arm transformed by ancient technology and must explore a now 3-layered world to find Zelda and stop Ganondorf. The new abilities completely transform how you interact with the world. Ultra Hand lets you grab and fuse objects together to build vehicles, bridges, and complex contraptions limited only by your creativity. Fuse allows you to attach materials to weapons and shields, dramatically increasing their power and durability while creating unique combinations. Ascend lets Link phase through ceilings to reach the surface above, completely changing how you navigate caves and buildings. Recall reverses an object's movement through time, perfect for riding falling rocks back up or returning enemy projectiles. The Sky Islands feature physics-based puzzles using these abilities, while the new Underground Depths area is a massive, dark mirror of the surface world, with powerful enemies and valuable resources. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild reshapes the series by placing freedom and player curiosity at the center of the experience, delivering an open world that feels natural, reactive, and deeply engaging. From the moment you step into Hyrule, the game encourages experimentation rather than strict guidance, allowing you to climb almost any surface, glide across vast landscapes, and approach objectives in countless ways limited mainly by stamina and creativity. Its core mechanics revolve around a physics-driven system where elements interact logically, turning combat and puzzle solving into flexible challenges instead of fixed solutions. Tools like runes, environmental hazards, and terrain itself can be combined in clever ways, rewarding observation and improvisation. Weapon durability plays a key role in keeping encounters dynamic, pushing you to adapt constantly instead of relying on a single strategy. Exploration is further enriched through shrines and hidden discoveries scattered across the world, each offering compact puzzles or tests of skill that reinforce the game's systems. The story unfolds quietly through exploration, memories, and character encounters, focusing on a ruined kingdom slowly revealing its past, rather than overwhelming the player with exposition. And there you have it, the top 25 best Nintendo Switch games of all time. These games represent the absolute peak of what the Switch has to offer, from revolutionary open worlds to genre-defining adventures. What do you think of this list? Do you agree with Breath of the Wild at number 1? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.